Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing red with blue. He officially weighed in at 132 and 1/2 pounds. He is a 9-fight veteran with 2 victories, 7 defeats, fighting and representing Martinsville, Virginia. Please welcome the OutLaw Venable. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing blue, maroon, and black. He weighed in officially at 133 pounds even. He has a perfect record in the ring with 3 victories, no defeats, 1 draw, all 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting and representing South Central Los Angeles, California. Please welcome Oliver El Gallo Negro Galicia. And now to give final instructions is referee Jack Reese.
I had a chance to be in the back when Jack was giving those instructions, and I've worked probably close to 50 fights where Jack was the referee. Jack tonight is in about his 825th professional bout as a referee. He's done over 100 world title fights. He's been a longtime friend of mine. We've yelled at each other during the course of fights many times, and it's kind of nice to put on a different hat tonight and call the action. I know Venable, he's got those blue with red trim trunks that say Venable on there. He's ready to go. And El Gallo Negro looks ready to go, and where that first bout is underway. As you can clearly see, you got the typical righty-lefty matchup. And it's going to be interesting to see what fighter can turn the fighter in the direction they want and make sure they don't step on each other's toes or possibly have some headbutts. They have some work to do.
Just, like I said, El Gallo Negro is someone I've actually seen, so his fighting style is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing to see him out there, and such amazing trainers that he does have. So we'll see what he has for us today.
Absolutely, and Venable, even though his record is 2 wins and 7 losses, if you look at those losses, they have not come against mediocre opposition. And that was the one question that I had for Galicia tonight, is that his competition, although undefeated, some of his opponents, what we'd like to say, are upside down on the record tally. So Venable's definitely coming to fight. And I think right now there's not much clinching. They're both fighting on the inside. And I think this is the kind of fight that Oliver Galicia wants. But Venable's going to try to push the pace as Jack Reese briefly breaks them up. But right now they're not really clinching. They've come to fight here in this first minute of the first round. The judges for this fight, very good judge, Christy Rosario. You have Ron Scott Stevens and Edward Hernandez Sr. All do a great job. They're very experienced. So the California Athletic Commission, one of the best commissions in boxing. Doesn't matter if it's a club show or a fight at Staples Center, they're going to put out the very best. As Galicia lands a good 1-2. And he's got Venable lunging a little bit. And I'm just waiting for that cut man. I'm waiting for that clash ahead. But it looks like Galicia's starting to get his jab on track, and he's starting to find the range a little bit. And Venable is not coming in quite as hard as he was before. And the one thing that I don't like that Venable's doing is he's really exposing his chin. And I'm waiting for one of these shots for Galicia to catch Venable on the button, and there it was, a right hand. As Venable tries to push him back and kind of hold him on the ropes and buy some time, but I get the impression that Oliver Galicia is well schooled, and he's used to that with all the sparring that he does in the gym. As we're nearing the close of this first round, you can see that Galicia's pedigree and his class is starting to take shape. He keeps his hands up. He's defensively responsible. He's not the quickest fighter in the world, but as you can see, he's starting to land some good hard shots.
That trip right there wasn't too good for Venable,
No, and now and that's the end of the round, of the first round. It was a very entertaining first round.
Yes,
a lot of the fighters get the jitters out. Their heart rate starts to settle down a little bit, and they start to try to affect their game plan. But in a 4-round fight, you really don't have a lot of time to waste. And I think one of the things that you can see is Galicia is really starting to establish his jab.
Like this is a round where we're really going to see why Venable's all the way to win that.
Absolutely. Just from a technical standpoint, I don't like how Venable lunges in with his head up and his hands down. It's a recipe for disaster. And he's not really using the jab, he's kind of lunging. And I think what Galicia is going to do is kind of wait him out to land that good shot. And then once he gets him hurt, as he lands a good three-punch combination, I'd like to see Galicia maybe start going to the body a little bit. He's head hunting a little bit, even though Venable's got his head up. But a lot of those punches right now that are glancing off Venable's head, I got a feeling one of them is going to land clean here real soon. Vanessa, does it look to you like Venable's breathing a little bit harder this round and he's not coming out with that same energy he had in that first round?
Yes, definitely. I am seeing that he's a little bit more tired. Maybe because of the fact that he came in, try to give it all the first couple seconds. Now he's getting tired and he's really feeling it.
And if you notice, Oliver is starting to land, good 2- and 3-punch combinations, and he's really starting to line Venable up. And it's a matter of him turning, being defensively responsible. And now you have Venable kind of leaning on him.
Try to get some of that rest in between.
I'm very impressed with the composure of Oliver Galicia because he's not buying into getting wild. He's staying disciplined in his technique, and he's really working behind that jab. He's not landing all of them, but what it's doing, it is creating the geography in the ring so that he can be in the exact places that he wants to be, fighting downhill, pushing his opponents back. And anybody that's ever fought will tell you it's much easier to fight going forward than it is going back.
Once again, we're seeing how tired he's leaning a little bit more.
Yes, and it seems like every punch that Galicia is landing as he rolls underneath and hits the body, it's starting to really have effect on Mr. Venable. Like I mentioned earlier, Mr. Venable doesn't turn down any challenges. Ryan is a tough kid. If you look on his record, most of the guys that he's fought were undefeated. But sometimes when you take those undefeated fighters and you have to travel, it does take something out of you. I had a chance to talk to his trainer, Fidel Martinez, in the back, and he was excited about the fight. A very good trainer, and he may have to start taking a look at his charge here in the next couple of rounds to see if he's still up to the task. As we finish round 2, which to me both rounds were definitely in favor of Oliver Galicia. Because we have the lovely Amaris, who I had a chance to talk to before the fights, and as it turned out, she went to the same high school as my 2 sons.
Oh, that's
I think she was there in between them, but I think they would have probably liked if had they been in one of her classes. What do you think?
Possibly. They're beautiful. And that's the ring girl's job, right? To look amazing.
Absolutely. And if you want to follow Amaris, she can be followed on Instagram at AMARISVEE. Jack Reese telling the fighters that it's round 3, always checking that safety equipment to make sure that their mouthpieces are in, because believe it or not, it gets hectic in that corner, and sometimes the smallest of details will get overlooked. You got to give Ryan Venable credit. He comes to fight. He's not going to win every fight, but it's not for a lack of effort, and as a fan of the sport and somebody who works in the sport, I definitely respect that. And it always bothers me when I hear people talk about a guy's record or they call disparaging remarks to a fighter. They don't understand what it takes to get up in this ring in front of everybody to expose yourself in a combat sport where you put a lot on the line.
That's right, and I'm pretty sure, it's not just those numbers, right? It's not just the numbers. We're seeing him, we're here live and we're actually seeing him. Now he's putting in his work, he's coming to fight.
Absolutely, and I can look over in the corner and I see former NABA super featherweight champion Carlos Morales encouraging El Gallo Negro to push forward, because I think he feels as a former fighter that Oliver has Mr. Venable in bad shape right now. And those were 2 body shots on both sides, the left side and the right side. and Oliver Galicia's pedigree is starting to show. The one thing I'd like to see Galicia do, maybe in future fights, is not lean over with his head so much. When he gets in with a slicker boxer or a guy that can counter him more, that may be problematic. But tonight, so far, it doesn't look like it's a problem. He's cutting the ring off, and he's being very educated with that jab. What do you see with Ryan Venable right now?
He does, again, we're going to get into the fact that because of all that leaning that he was doing, it definitely tired him. But he's still out there working, and it's not done yet. So he still has that opportunity to shine.
Absolutely. Having 10 pro fights, he's punching. He's not getting the best of it. But you know what? These crowds, the crowd comes here to be entertained. He's not the local guy, so they're probably not cheering for him. But you got to give him credit. He comes to fight, and he's giving people their money's worth. And he just took a good body shot. He took a left hook to the liver. He's on the knee. As Jack Reese reaches the count of 6, he's going to take a good hard look.
He's getting up. He's getting up. That's what he's here to do.
And Ryan said he gets up, and he's ready to fight. The big thing that Oliver needs to do now is he needs to cut off that ring. As you see Ryan Venable trying to buy himself some time. I think there's a little over a minute to go in this round, and he lands another good right hand to the body. And like we like to say in the boxing world, hitting somebody in the body is like flattening them tires. And for all of us that ever had to call AAA because you got a tire flattened, as we come to the close of round number 3, Ryan Venable's holding on, taking heavy shots.
He's taking them very well, actually, he looks tired.
He did cover up. He's a pro. He knows how to survive in that ring. And I have a feeling that maybe the doctor will come and take a look, or at least the inspector or his head trainer. He's standing up, which I believe I would probably have to sit him down. But sometimes when a guy gets tired, they get a little bit outside their wits a little bit. And sometimes as a head trainer, you have to sit him down. But let's get back to something equally exciting, because we have the lovely Raquel with the number 4 up. And like I said, this is just part of my job tonight, Vanessa.
Like I said, she's beautiful. I have to take a look. So.
And I love her Instagram handle of Raquel with a Q _Rocky, ROCKI. I think it's just kind of short to the point. As we head into round 4, referee Jack Reese has done a really good job of letting these fighters do what they're getting paid for, and that's letting them fight.
This is the 4th and final round.
And you can see the embrace. A lot of times that's done at the end of the fight, but these guys have mutual respect for each other.
Yes, they do, because both of them are actually, out there putting on a show for the crowd, but putting on a show for themselves inside, putting their work to showcase.
Win, lose, or draw, Ryan Venable has nothing to be ashamed of. He's a professional fighter, and he deserves that respect. And I think you're going to see a lot more of Oliver Galicia as we move forward. And look, Ryan coming out this round, trying to switch it up. He's been southpaw most of the fight. Now he's fighting from the orthodox style, using his jab. And it's crazy. As a lefty, he was not using his jab at all, and he's more of a classic boxer when he turns to the right side. With that said, Oliver Galicia is doing that old pressure bust pipes. He is digging at that body every chance he gets, and it's really having an effect on Ryan Venable. These guys came to fight, and they're making Jack's job easy, but Ryan Venable took a right hand to the top of the head, and it kind of buzzed the tower on him, and I think there's a good chance that if Oliver Galicia can put some pressure on him, he may be able to close the show or have referee Jack Reese stop the fight. And you can implore the corner, you can hear the corner implore to use that body, hit the body.
And now he really looks like he's feeling that,
And you know what? I just took a good look at Oliver Galicia because he's worked really hard tonight. They don't pay him for overtime. He took a nice deep breath because for the last 12, 13 minutes, he has been non-stop.
Yes, he has. He's going, and Mr. Venable is feeling that. But I'm very proud of him because he's actually going, that he took some strong hits tonight.
Absolutely, and I think this is a good fight for Oliver. He needs this fight. One of the things that I was a little suspect about, and I even put in my notes, that his four opponents had a losing record and they were really upside down. And even though Ryan Venable's record's not the greatest. Tonight, to me, was the first real test that Oliver Galicia had as we closed into the final bell. Jack Reese watching the action, making sure that Ryan Venable still has his wits about him as Oliver Galicia is trying to close the show. And we're just going to let these final seconds just kind of speak for themselves as the crowd cheers. As he's got Ryan Venable in some trouble. Well, Ryan doing a good job of holding on. He knows how to survive. And I think for him a moral victory would be being able to end the fight on his feet. And it looks like that is going to happen.
Yes, it does.
And you can hear the crowd's going to appreciate this good 4 rounds of hard action by both fighters. As they embrace, in bout number 1, we got through that first bout, Vanessa. Leading up to this, it was kind of a last-minute thing for both of us.
Yes.
We've gotten to know each other fairly well, probably in the last 36 hours.
That's right.
We got that first bout underway. The fighters show respect. The inspectors come in the ring, and we're going to wait for the decision. We got a great officiating crew with Christy Rosario, Ron Scott Stevens, and Edward Hernandez Jr. I did not want to do his father any disrespect because earlier I said senior, just in case he's tuned in tonight.
And let me tell you, Mike, great way to start the show, actually.
Definitely got the nervousness because even though both of us said that we weren't nervous, we're definitely putting on a different hat tonight. I'm usually the guy in the corner. Right now I'd be taking care of my fighter, wiping his face down, making sure that if there was any cuts or abrasions that he would be good to go, so he would still look good. Because I always hate when my fighters have to put glasses on after the fight.
Yeah.
Because not that any of them look good as the 3 gals that get up in the ring and yourself,
Right.
but we all have our pride.
Yes, we do. But let me tell you, I think these guys are safe tonight. I don't think any sunglasses are going to be needed. Maybe some clothes to the body because those body shots are incredible. But the faces look good.
Yeah, I have it on my scorecard. I have it 40-36 in favor of Oliver Galicia, and I'm pretty confident that he won all 4 rounds, and I think the judges will probably give him all 4 rounds with the 10-point scoring system, with 10 rounds going to the winner and 9 or less going to the loser. There were no knockdowns, so there was not going to be a 10-8 round or a 10-7 round for multiple knockdowns. And we're just going to wait that decision. I think it's going to come up shortly. And afterward, we're going to be able to listen to some music. And who's spinning the tunes tonight?
It looks like Mr. Kaz, the hype man.
The hype man's going to talk, but I'm talking about who's playing the music for
I'm
us.
so sorry. Miss Susie, DJ Susie, the infamous. And we can follow Miss Susie on, we have here Susie de los Santos on Instagram. So make sure to check her out.
I mean, she's definitely got a wide variety of songs. I'm kind of an old school guy. I hear a little bit of the salsa. You can hear a little bit of the old school Mexican music.
And man, I wish if we could get her camera up there just to see the beautiful Miss Susie. It looks like tonight.
Add that to the list. I'm going to go to the left with all the big ugly guys. We're going to put you, the 3 green card girls, and DJ Susie, and we're going to put you guys all together.
It looks like beauty is shining tonight.
Definitely. All the beasts are up in the ring, and they're doing everything that they need to do.
And the beauties are down here taking care of all of the other stuff.
And we're going to take it up here to the ring announcer, Marvelous Marcos Rodriguez.
All right, fans, after 4 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Ron Stevens and Christy Rosario both see about the same, 40-35. And Judge Eddie Hernandez sees about 39-36, all for your winner. And still undefeated from South Central Los Angeles, California, Oliver El Gallo Negro Galicia.